to where they'll top out at. So in the system of San Antonio, with a great legendary Hall of Fame coach, could Brandon Ingram go from 16.5 to 21? Could Kuzma go from 16 as a rookie to 21? Yeah, I think that's what they're going to do with Luke Walton this year. So if I get Kawhi light and the Lakers say, take Alonzo, take a draft pick, because if LeBron comes, they don't need a point guard. But here's what's interesting. I do think the Lakers offer the most. But in the break, you brought up an interesting point. Why the Spurs should stall it, at least for a while.
Well, yeah, look, not only do the Spurs not want to give Kawhi what he wants and send him to a conference rival, they don't want to strengthen the conference rival in any way, so they don't want LeBron going there either.
And if Kawhi went to L.A. in the next 2 weeks, LeBron's like, decision made. LeBron makes his decision. You're better off, if you're the Spurs, at least stretching it out some.
There's no reason for the Spurs to make a trade of Kawhi in the next 2 weeks. No reason whatsoever. Number one, you want to convince him to stay. You at least give it some time. You got Greg Popovich, one of the great respected people in this league. You have time for him to talk with Kawhi to see if he can work this thing out. You have time also to talk with Kawhi or Kawhi's people and let them think about, well, what about Boston? That's a good look. What about Philadelphia? That's a good look. So other options could come your way. And as we said, that could stall LeBron James from going to a conference rival as well. Here's what most executives that I've talked to about this just over the years have said. You never want to trade a superstar within your conference. But at the end of the day, you have to do whatever makes your team better.
See,
if that deal is within your conference, then you have to do it.
This is what Joy Taylor and I tried to tell crazy Rob Parker yesterday. And he was getting into this. I'd never do it. Now, first of all, don't ever say never when it comes to personnel. Like, my theory is if you get divorced in life, you got to find your own happiness. You can't worry about who you left or who left you. In the end, if I'm the Spurs, I want the best pieces. Because by the way, I trust my system. My system's won games. My system's made me rich. My system created a dynasty. I'm going to take that Laker player, and I'm going to make him better than Luke Walton would and the Lakers would. I don't think you can be paralyzed when you have a divorce situation in business or life by what you're losing. You have to rebuild and be concerned about that.
The challenge is this. They could get a great package as well from Boston. Or, now I don't think as good, but Philadelphia could offer him something good too. I don't think the Lakers, their package could be great. I mean, Brandon Ingram and Kyle Kuzma in San Antonio with Greg Popovich, I think he could really make them great players. And then Lonzo Ball. And I wonder if, look, LeVar's getting he's taking some L's. Okay, LiAngelo wasn't drafted. To nobody's surprise, but LeVar thought he'd get drafted. He's not going to be in the Lakers Summer League. Let's see if he's with any team in the Summer League. And if Lonzo were to get traded, would LeVar just start to be like, let me tone it. Let me just let my guy play. Let Lonzo play. If we were traded to San Antonio, I wouldn't be so surprised if LeVar might just step back, run the JBA, and let Lonzo play. Because there's no way I see LeVar as he is now coexisting with that San Antonio culture.
Okay, so I suggested that to keep LeBron, the Cavs should have moved Kevin Love in the number 8 pick, because once you drive that number 8 pick off the lot, the value goes way down. There's a lot of hope, though, with the number 8 pick. Yet there hasn't been an all-star picked at the number 8 spot in the draft since 1993, Vin Baker. And half the guys drafted have been absolute busts.
Yeah, but there have been all-stars at 7 or later.
It was
Donovan Mitchell was 13, so
you trust the Cavs to land Donovan Mitchell?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay, so last night they get Colin Sexton. 3 assists a game, not a pure shooter, kind of a small frame, nice little player. You think that's keeping LeBron in Cleveland?
If LeBron stays in Cleveland, it won't be because of Colin Sexton. I asked someone that would know how much last night's draft impacted LeBron's decision, and the direct quote I got was 0.
Thank you.
Okay. However, as I said earlier, there is reason for LeBron. There could be mounting reason
for
LeBron to stay in Cleveland.
Oh, please.
As I said, if Kawhi stays in San Antonio, at least for the summer. If Paul George stays in Oklahoma City, why go to L.A. where it's absolutely a wasted year if you go by yourself? Because you're not getting to the finals. At least in Cleveland, you would at least have a shot at winning a championship. Here's why. Let me explain. They wouldn't be the favorites in the East. Boston, Philadelphia would be ahead of them. But they'd have a shot just because you have the best player in the world of getting to the finals again for the ninth straight time for LeBron. And once you get there, hey, you take your chances. Maybe there's an injury. Maybe there's a suspension like in 2016. And let's face it, the Cavs did. Even though they were overmatched, they got the best player in the world, and they had a chance to win 2 of the first 3 games. So all I'm saying is if you go back to Cleveland, theoretically, you have a chance to win a championship, a slim one. But in L.A., you have no chance. None.
Let me ask you this.
By yourself.
You go by your – Paul George goes OKC. Don't think it happens, but it does. And then you go to L.A. by yourself. By the way, with 3 young players all getting better and a coach you like a lot, and Magic Johnson's a good recruiter.
Second round at best, right?
Why doesn't LeBron just call Kawhi on the phone and say, dude, I'm going to go by myself. I love you and I want you. And then eventually Kawhi just says, Mr. Popovich. He goes once again. This is where Kawhi controls this. What if Kawhi comes out in another week and says, I'm only going to the Lakers? It kills the Spurs. They don't have any choices now.
That could happen.
That's what I do if I'm Kawhi.
But here's the thing. If LeBron goes to the Lakers, talks to Kawhi, and the agreement between him to Kawhi is like, okay, I'm coming in 2019. Now, we've been here for 2 years. Paul George is going to the Lakers. Now that's up in the air. At least that's the speculation. What if Kawhi gets traded to Boston or Philly and they get to the finals? Or I don't think they win it. Boston would have a chance to win it.
Oh, yeah.
What if he goes to Boston and they win it? You think he's leaving? That changes everything. So there's just so much up in the air. And does LeBron James want to go to the Lakers by himself?
I think he has the confidence to bet on himself, and he would, along with Magic, be able to lure at least one of their great teammates.
There's no way they could win it.
Well, again,
next year with just LeBron. You know that. In the West. If they were in the East, they could win the East. But the West?
I still think the big story today is Chris Paul and Houston are at odds. That was your big story. You broke it. Right. That's a big deal. That's not a little deal. Chris Paul and Houston, according to,
little tension. I'm not saying he's not going to end up there, but little tension.
This show is about journalism.
Hey, on this show, what I tell you about Kyrie Irving? Going to miss the rest of the regular season and playoffs, right?
You know what we called that? That was a big J day in the herd. You did. You broke that story.
Hey, it's scuttlebutt going on.
My
ears are open.
You know what, man? This is such a glorious time. I was sitting watching that draft last night, and we got free agency coming up, and I'm like, I can remember years ago, the finals ended, I went right into baseball talk. I mean, you can't. You got the draft, you got the free agency talk. Good stuff. Chris Broussard, Harvey Levin, TMZ's managing editor, comedian actor Nick Kroll, packed on a Friday in Los Angeles. We got a lot going on today. This has been a great week for us. It continues. 2 more to go before the weekend. It's the Herd.
The FIFA World Cup continues on Fox.